All right, so just for a quick verification, I threw this one. Right here's where I'm at. That's really good. I was shooting at 100 yards. I'm zeroed at 200. And so I expected to be a little bit above. Really uncomfortable position. It was just a quick setup. We drove by a gravel pit. We stopped real quick. So I'm not disappointed at all with that.
All right, so I made it up here where I'm gonna be caribou hunting. I drove from Toke. Oh, I don't know, I think I've drove 6 hours. 6 hours, and I'm here. You can look at where I'm at. Sorry for any wind noise, but it is always windy up at the top here. And all right, so there's the side-by-side. I need to get it unloaded. I got all this stuff here. I got all this stuff in my truck here. And so I got to get all this gear ready. All right, so the plan is I'm gonna head out. And I don't know if you can see this trail, but I'll try to show it to you. That trail right there. Plan is to hit that trail and put a camp in there. I've got a few items and some camping stuff, and we'll camp back in there and see what we can do. You have to forgive the wind, but it constantly blows up here, and there's really nothing I can do about it. So I'm loading up the side-by-side. Luckily, I don't have another person with me, but I've got gimbal, GoPro cameras. I got kind of just throwing everything in here because I can. And then, of course, I got some water, extra fuel, shooting sticks. And let's see. So back here, I'm figuring out exactly what I want to bring for clothing. It's supposed to rain like crazy over the next couple days, so I don't know. You just got to be prepared here in Alaska for anything. So I'm gonna try and, that's pretty much what I'm gonna wear. I got some other rain gear there. That's Helly Hansen Impertech. And then I've got game bags down there I still need to load up. I got a dry bag I'm gonna stuff with some stuff. Yeah, it's a lot. Non-stop people. You think hunting in Alaska you can get away from people? There's not enough roads in here. If you're hunting off a road system, there's just not enough roads in Alaska for the amount of people, and it gets crowded. As soon as they find out the caribou herd's somewhere close to a road, watch out. Turns into World War II. All right, well, I think I'm ready to go. Get in here and hit the trail. Hopefully everything goes well. This thing's steep, a little bit muddy, and a little bit of a side hill. Kind of makes me nervous. You guys probably can't tell how steep it is, but this is steep. Really sharp rocks up here too. Holy cow. A little muddy up top here. I'm glad I got those mud tires on. Woohoo!
So what we're using is a big Agnes sleeping bag. And the big Agnes sleeping bag, it's a lightweight bag with no down or any insulation on the bottom part. So it's designed to have the sleeping pad slipped right in. There's a kind of a slip area. You slip right in and it holds the sleeping pad, and that uses that as your ground insulation on the bottom of the sleeping bag. The tent we're using is a mountain hardware tent, and it's an expedition tent that me and my wife have owned our entire marriage. I mean, it's almost 20 years old, and this tent has been bulletproof. I haven't bought a mountain hardware tent in a while, but I'll tell you, based on this tent, mountain hardware, man, I don't know, I wouldn't hesitate to buy another tent. It is just incredible. We'll see how it handles that. This old tent, if it rains as hard as it says it's going to, I'm interested to see if we're gonna have problems with leakage, because I don't think it's been seam sealed in years.
All right, well, normally out here I wouldn't even consider this stupid cell phone even coming out, but I have this Garmin InReach my wife bought me. It's a satellite communications. I can use this phone to text her a message, let her know that everything's good, I made it, and I'm okay. So, out of courtesy, I'm gonna send her a text. I think it's time to have some food. I got a little pasta primavera from Mountain House. Gonna try it out. I don't know. We'll see if it's any good. All right, well, I just thought I would talk about a little bit of the gear that we're using here. Today's sleeping bag is a big Agnes Mystic SL with a sleeping pad that I picked up. It's new, made by Climate. It's called the Disc Pad. So far, not impressed. I will be returning it. It was fairly cheap, but I mean, it's keeping me off the ground. And one thing I can say is this Climate has a lifetime warranty, so I normally use a Thermarest pad, and I left it at home, so I had to buy another one on my way up here. The Thermarest Exotherm is the one that I normally use, and I can highly recommend that sleeping pad. My GPS is the Garmin InReach satellite system. It's the Explorer Plus, and I'll tell you what, man, this is just amazing. I was able to turn it on. I Bluetoothed it to my cell phone. I was able to text on my cell phone and send it out through this, texting my wife last night. And when you're up in the mountains for days on end, it's nice to be able to communicate with somebody. Not only that, but in emergencies. Things can happen quick out here, and it is nice to know that you can communicate. I used to run a sat phone. I sold it last year. I sold it the year before last. And it was an Iridium sat phone, and it was great, but you know, you get calls that cut out. Your minutes cost quite a bit of money. I think I'd pay $600 for 200 minutes, something like that. But they only lasted 12 months. So at 12 months, if you didn't use them, they were gone. The nice thing about the Garmin InReach, you can activate it and turn the activation on and off whenever you want. So I've got it activated, and I'll use it during hunting season. Then when I'm not during hunting season or needing it, I'll turn it off. Now, if I go out camping through the summer or I go running around where I'm going to need access to communicate with someone in case I get hurt, I'll just activate it again, pay the fee. It's only $30, $35, and then you have it active for the month and you can turn it off. So I highly recommend the Garmin InReach. This one is the Explorer Plus. They've come out with a few different models, different ones, but this one I find the battery life on it is awesome, and so highly recommend this. I am using a Jetboil. I've had good luck with Jetboil. This is the Jetboil Flash. I think I have like 3 or 4 of them. I kind of keep them in different places around, so we always have access to one. And you just, it's just easy. It heats up water super quick, super easy to set up, and just makes life out here a little less complicated. Now, I don't recommend this in very cold temperatures. If you're getting to freezing temperatures at night, it's a propane canister, and in cold temperatures, I have not had great success with this. The Jetboil just doesn't cook as quick. You end up burning through more fuel than needed. So I have a Whisperlite International, which takes, and I generally use like some kind of a fuel, white gas or avgas. If I'm flying in with an airplane, I'll just ask them if they could top off my bottle or fill my bottle with their avgas, and they're generally happy to do that. And then I don't have to carry gas. I just fill it up right there when we land. And the Whisperlite International has been an excellent stove in cold temperatures. So that's the other stove. But today I'm using the Jetboil, and it's been great. Works great on hunts like this. Binocular-wise, I've been using these for years. This is the Vortex Razor. They're a 10x42. I know people are, there's all kinds of people out there. Optic snobs, optic whatever. Everybody's got their brand or whatever. But I've been using Vortex since they first came out, and you can't beat their warranty. For the average Joe out there, getting a set of Vortex binoculars is more than sufficient. Now, do I like Swarovski, Zeiss? Yeah, I do. But these razors, in the Vortex lineup, I would recommend, if you're going to buy a Vortex anything, stick with their highest end glass. The Razor is their highest model. And so I've used these for, I don't even know, 6, 7, 8 years, something like that. But I send them back to Vortex almost every year. They clean them, they fix them, anything that's damaged, and send them right back to me. So this is the Vortex Razor 10x42s. I will recommend these hands down all day long. I would recommend buying a set of these. All right, so that's binoculars. Now I choose to use a rangefinder, and the rangefinder I use is also Vortex. This is the older Vortex Ranger 1500. It's worked fine. I'm not a huge on rangefinders. As long as I can shoot out to something and get a ballpark figure on where it's at, I'm good with that, because my rifle, I sight in, it's pretty flat shooting. I have it zeroed at 200 yards. I know if I shoot at 100 yards, I should be about an inch or two high, inch and a half high. At 300 yards, I'm an inch and a half low. And at 400 yards, I just have to raise it up a hair. So I can shoot between 1 and 400 yards just by knowing how the rifle shoots. So as long as I can ballpark where an animal is, we're good. So out in this open tundra, we're in the hills here. It's not flat ground, but a lot of times I find it hard to find something to shoot off of, get into a position. I try to get into the best possible shooting position that I can. Things happen fast when you're hunting, and standing offhand shots, I've taken them plenty of, but I don't recommend them. trying to get down. I love to get down in a prone position, get comfortable, and shoot. I cannot stand making a bad shot on an animal. These shooting sticks, I find when you get used to them, I think it did take some getting used to be able to carry these around, set them up quickly, come across, and be able to use them to shoot. But this is the bog shooting sticks and the bog pod. This is, I forget the exact model, but they have one model higher than this. But this, I highly recommend the bog pod shooting sticks. They're just fantastic. The top comes off. You can interchange it with different things to mount binoculars and all that. And then, it's fully swivels. This is just well-made quality gear. Bog pod shooting sticks, simply amazing. So this is, a fairly inexpensive rifle. I'm not into spending tons and tons of money, and I guess if I had tons and tons of money to waste, I'd have super expensive rifles and have all this fancy stuff. But when it comes to gear, I tend to spend a lot of money on certain things, like boots and stuff like that are, more important to me, and I think more important to getting you in the field. A good quality rifle that you know how it shoots, and it shoots consistently, and shoots well. That's all that matters. I mean, this is maybe a $700 gun. It's a Tikka T3 in a 270. Tikka T3 and 270. I put a Vortex scope on it, and this is a little more expensive scope. It's a 4-16 by 50. Yeah, it is a great scope. It's got a turret style. I do have custom turrets on it where I can just dial it if I know the range. So it's 0 to 200. I know if it's 250 yards, I just switch it to 250 and it should be zeroed. I like these turret scopes. They are a little bit heavier, but this rifle has proven itself over and over again. It's a Tikka, like I said, a Tikka T3. It's one of the older, now I think they call it the Tikka T3X. But I highly recommend this. What am I using for ammo? This is all, I reload my own ammo. This is, let's see, I hold it up. This is I use Hornady brass, and this is a 270 with a nozzler partition bullet. And I believe it's 140 grain. Yep, I shoot 270, 140 grain. Nozzler partitions with Hornady brass. So I make my own bullets, and I find that was the best and easiest way to get this gun shooting super accurate. All right, well, you see me sitting in this chair. I'll tell you what I have found. There is nothing nicer than when you're out here in the woods or out in the wilderness. There's nothing nicer than being able to sit down somewhere and have a little back support. I find that you end up just sitting on the ground. You never have anything to sit on. You're laying on the ground. You're laying in your tent. So to find somewhere to just sit and sit upright a little bit is simply amazing. I mean, sheep hunting is where this chair I'm going to talk about came in. Is going on sheep hunts, and you're a minimalist. You're carrying in super light gear. You're not carrying in a lot of gear, so any niceties get chopped out. Well, I'll tell you what, I have found that being able to just sit for a little bit, eat your dinner, or sit and just relax and sit in glass has been phenomenal. I cannot recommend enough this chair. This is the Helinox Chair Zero. Now, the Chair 1, Chair 0, just look up Helinox and you'll see. But I am 240 pounds. I am not a small man. And I sit in this. This is the Helinox Chair 0. And it weighs, it's absolutely nothing. It weighs ounces. But it is the most comfortable thing. I didn't think when I bought it, I was like, there's no way. There's no way that chair, I'm going to be able to sit in that chair and it's going to hold me. Now, the only thing that's weird in ground like this, most places you go anyways, because it has 4 legs, right? Well, if you don't have a solid ground to sit it on, you end up falling over this way or that way. And actually, the first time I set it here in this moss, in this tundra here, I fell over and I was like, dang it. But I found a good spot right here where there's rock under the ground, so the legs kind of sink in a little bit and sit on the rock. Holy cow. Look at, I mean, it's just, you know, I'm sitting here, I'm comfortable, I can relax a little bit. Helinox, Chair 0. I've had a hard time finding it. The Chair 1 is just as good, weighs a little bit more, but it's just as good. So these Helinox chairs, look it up. They are fantastic to have. They pack into, I mean, they're like that big. When I pack it in, it's maybe that big around, that long when it pack it into its sack. Man, it is fantastic. Oh, something I didn't tell you guys last night. I get up out of my tent. It was still a little bit light out, you know, because it stays light here fairly late in the evening. So I get out of my tent, and I go up to the top of the hill here. Right behind us, a little bit of a rolling hill. And I'm walking up there, and like 50 yards from me, a jet black wolf just pops his head up and is like, "Oh, hello, what are you doing?" Yeah, it was pretty cool. But the caribou herd's around, the predators are around, and we have a ton of wolves in Alaska. It didn't surprise me one bit to see a wolf. But anyways, that was pretty cool. See, I mean, a black wolf. I haven't seen a jet black wolf that black in a while, but that was pretty cool to see. Anyways, I decided to do a little bit of a review on the gear I'm using. If you want to know about clothing systems, I have Rivers West is the system I'm using right now. Rivers West. I bought it years ago. It's waterproof. It's heavy. It's got a lot of negatives, but up here it's just simple, easy to put on. I have a bunch of Kuiu that I use when I'm sheep hunting, and the Kuiu gear, it's super expensive. And honestly, I'm not into a popularity contest. I'm not in a fashion show up here. I could give two craps. If it works, I use it. And I don't want to beat up stuff that I spent thousands of dollars on. I'll save that for hunts where that is more suited. On these hunts like this and moose hunting, I wear Rivers West. I've got some older gear that has just worked over the years. And so that's what I try to use. Boots. I'm wearing a pair of Zamberland Vios boots. And these boots are, you know, they're pretty expensive. They are my sheep hunting boots. But they're just a good quality boot. They give you great ankle support. I thought I'd wear them up here. A lot of times I'm hiking. A lot of times I'm doing these hunts in rubber boots. The Alaska sneakers, you know, the extra toughs. I will wear those in most of the time, but I thought I'd wear a nice pair of boots, stay comfortable, and give me some ankle support up here. It's pretty rocky terrain. I don't feel like rolling an ankle. So. All right, so it's opening morning, and it's overcast. It rained all night, and I just got out of bed, had a little breakfast. Sounds like we've already got some gunshots way over, so somebody's getting into some caribou. Nothing close to us that I can see right off the bat. But let's get out there and do some glass and see what we can find. I'm up at almost 4,000 feet right now, and the fog's coming in and out. And I just had two caribou walk by, but the fog was so thick I couldn't see them through the scope. And I don't know, it is what it is. This fog's coming in and out, so we'll see what happens. Look at that fog. That rock right there is the one. I'm on a little vantage point. I'm on a little vantage point here, overlooking this tundra.
And if anything walks by here, I have a good rest to shoot. Yeah, we got one down. I had 2 caribou walking by. It happened so fast. Yeah, awesome. I don't know, maybe 150 yards, 100 yards. I think I shot a little high because it was so close. Let's go down and check it out. All right, we got our caribou. This is a cow caribou. Females and males both have horns. This is a female. Here in Alaska this year, we're allowed to shoot 2 caribou out of this herd, any sex, male or female. So I chose to go ahead and harvest this animal right here because I need meat. Haven't been seeing a lot of caribou, and this is gonna be some good eating. There you go. That's what she looks like. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and get her gutted and get it put up in the back of the side-by-side, and then we'll see if maybe we can shoot a second one or get out of here. I'd really like to shoot a bull on for my second caribou. It's just a lot more meat, and we'll see what we can do. All right, let me get to this. That's how easy it is. Saves my back. All right, before we leave the field, we have to cut our tag. All right, I'm super excited to be getting meat this year. I was a little nervous. This is well, I got here Saturday, Sunday. Monday you could hunt, today's Tuesday. And Monday I didn't even see a caribou. So, August 11th, 1-notch tag. Super excited. I'm so excited, I can't believe I got it. Another year of not having to go to the grocery store. Yes. All right, I got one more. Right there. Hopefully I can get a bull. Yeah. All right, I just had a group of about 6 cows and calves cross right above me. It seems that I'm in an area right now where the caribou are wanting to cross, and so I'm just gonna hang tight. But truth be told, Saturday, Sunday, so I came in on Saturday and I went to a different area and I pitched a camp. I stayed Sunday, and Monday, it rained all day Monday. Tuesday, today, I woke up, it was raining and fogged in. I couldn't see a thing. I was out of food because I got a little cocky and thought that I'd do this caribou thing in about a day. So I only brought enough food for 3 days. But I had to run back to Fairbanks today. So I ran back to Fairbanks 100 miles, grabbed some more food, grabbed some supplies, beat feet back here, and it was 5 o'clock when I started on the trail. I'm not sure what time it is now, I don't have a watch, but it's probably close to 7 or 8 o'clock at night. And so there's the whole story for you.
All right, so caribou number 2 is on the ground. I shot another cow. All right, so I shot another cow. Let me explain to you why. It is Wednesday at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It has been pouring rain. All we've seen are cows, or all I've seen are cows and calves. And I found this cow. It was a dry cow. And I need to get out of here. I've got that other animal down at the truck. So I had to make a decision here. Try to find a bull, which I haven't seen one yet, or just take this cow and book it on home and get these animals taken care of. I'm more interested in some quality meat than a rack. Can't eat the horns, so it'd be nice to shoot a nice bull, and one day I will, but not this year. This year, I fill the freezer. Get it gutted, get it in side by side, and let's get out of here. Well, had some more caribou come by me. So I finished processing this one. It is in the side by side. It's time to get home. So this is a wrap for our caribou hunt. I hope you guys enjoy this. I try not to show any of the gory parts, but this is just a part of life. I mean, this is me grocery shopping. This is me and my wife food. It's like everyone else going to the grocery store and buying meat. Well, this is me buying meat. I hope you get a little insight here and enjoy the video. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing. Leave me a comment and let me know what you think. All right, I'll see you on the next one. I'm all loaded up. You can see I've changed clothes and I am headed home. I am beat. This was a tough hunt. This is normally kind of a shoe-in hunt. Fairly easy, at least every year I've been here. And this year, I mean, Alaska just threw it at us. The season, 2 days before, I got here on Saturday, and that was 2 days before the season. Beautiful. Sunday, beautiful. Monday, the season opens, fogged in, rained all day. Tuesday, fogged in, rained all day. And then today, Wednesday, I was fogged in till 10 o'clock today, and then it just poured rain. One of the reasons I you didn't get to see the second caribou getting shot, the camera was already soaked and I couldn't get it any wetter. So I had to, I just couldn't get it. I couldn't put it outside to film the shot and everything. So hopefully I got some good footage. Hopefully I can put together a good video for you guys. Let's see what happens. All right, have a good day.